ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್, ಟೋಟಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್, ವೀಲ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈಗ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಐಸೋಮಾರ್ಫಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್. Suppose if you have two quantities, then you can compare them easily. Suppose if you have two numbers a and b, you can compare them easily. So whether a is less than b or a greater than b or a equal to b. Such comparison is not possible in the case of structures. So this is a quantity. You can easily compare. Even if you have two matrices a and b. If you have two matrices, matrix A and matrix B, you can easily compare them, whether these matrices are equal or not. In this case, you cannot say that this matrix is greater than this or not. So greater than or less than, that relation is not true. But whether these two are equal or not, that you can say. So quantities anta bandaga ಎರಡು quantities equal ಅಥವಾ equal ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ equality ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ. Suppose if you have two buildings, then you can never say that these two buildings are equal or not. But you can say that these two buildings have some properties similar. That two buildings looks like ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಹೊರತು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್. You can just compare the properties of this building with the properties of another building. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈಗ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಡಬಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೀರೋ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ವಿಲನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅವನು ಹೀರೋ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ದೇ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸೇಮ್, ಡಬಲ್ ರೋಲ್, ಇಬ್ರು ಸೇಮ್ ರೋಲ್, ಮೀನ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, equality is not possible as in the case of quantities. But how can we say that the similarity between these? So that is about isomorphism. So isomorphism, if I write it in Kannada, that will be ಪ್ರತಿಕೃತಿ. ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಕೃತಿ ದಹನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಏನಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅದೇ ತರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಚ್ಚೋದು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಕೃತಿ. I have two graphs G and H. If both the graphs looks alike and have same properties, then we can say that these two are isomorphic. One is the similar to the other. So G and H are isomorphic. When do you say that these two are isomorphic? If looks alike and if you have same properties. Whatever the properties that G possesses, same properties should H also possess. Properties in the sense, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗಳು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಬೋತ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಔಟ್ಲುಕ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಮೇ looks like different from this, but they have same properties. Exactly same irbekantanilla. If they are exactly same, then there is no difference between those two. So one is different from the other for the external appearance, but they have same properties. For example, take these two graphs. So how this graph is obtained from this? Just fix these two ends and rotate this. You get this one. ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡಿದೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬಂತು. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 2 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ 2 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದಿ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಆರ್ ಐಸೋಮಾರ್ಫಿಕ್. ದಟ್ ಟು ಆರ್ ಐಸೋಮಾರ್ಫಿಕ್. So generally isomorphism in the sense they both the graphs should have same properties in all the sense. So mathematically we say that two graphs G and H are isomorphic if it is possible to find a mapping from the vertex set of G to vertex set of H vertex set of G to vertex set of H such that ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದು F is 1 1. ಇದನ್ನ 1 1 ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ತಲೆಗೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರ ಬದಲು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ both should have same number of elements. F onto, you can just think of this as both should have same number of edges. Okay, F is 1 1. 1 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಲೆಗೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. Just think that order of V is same as order of V of G is same as order of V of H. ಎರಡು ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದು 1 1. F onto order of E of G should be same as order of E of H. ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಡ್ಜಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ 3, U V belongs to E of G if and only if F of U, F of V belongs to E of H. This is the third and important condition. The meaning of this condition is two vertices U and V are adjacent in G if and only if their images F of U and F of V are adjacent in H. If you take any two vertices here, the two vertices should be adjacent in G if and only if they are adjacent in H. Or if U and V are not adjacent in G, they must not be adjacent in H also. For example, for this, you can take the mapping. This G and H and so I'll take mapping from G to H by F of 1 carry to 1, F of 1 goes to 1 only, F of 2 goes to 2 only. ನೋಡಿ 1 1 ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, 2 ನ 2 ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 3 ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So F of 4 will be 3. Similarly, F of 3 will be 4. Now take any two vertices here. Take 1 and 3. 1 and 3 are not adjacent here. 1 and 3 are not adjacent in G. So take F of 1. F of 1 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 1. F of 3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 4. So 1 and 4. Again 1 and 4 are not adjacent. If you take F of 2 and 4. 2 and 4, they are not adjacent. F of 2 is 2. F of 4 is 3. 2 and 3. So again 2 and 3 are not adjacent. So whenever U and V are adjacent in G, then F of U and F of U must be adjacent in H. That is the third and important condition. I have not checked these two conditions, but these two are trivial. So here I have 4 vertices, here also I have 4 vertices. So 1 1, okay. Next, this has 4 edges, here also I have 4 edges. So again, and this is also satisfied. So that two graphs are isomorphic. Similarly, you can take one more isomorphic graph, more example for isomorphic graph. That is the most important for the next concept also. You take C5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So join these vertices. C5 is a two regular graph. So every vertex will be having degree 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll take again same number of vertices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll draw a graph like this. This one should not be there. So again 1 dash I'll write, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash. Here both graph have same number of vertices. So 1 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So both graph has 5 edges onto. Each vertex is of degree 2. Here also each vertex is of degree 2. and this one is connected, this one is also connected. Next I will explain what you mean by connected graph. So these two graphs are isomorphic. These two graphs are isomorphic. But you cannot say that just by the order and the sense or order and the edge, two graphs are isomorphic. Third condition is most important. You have to check that also. Sometimes, if you look into both the graphs, you can just by comparing any one of the property of graph, they are not isomorphic. For example, take this graph. This one is most important. These two graphs, you can check that they look alike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one. Again 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash. You can check this. Both graphs have same number of vertices. 6 vertices, here also 6 vertices. Both have same number of edges also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both have same number of edges, same number of vertices. Both, at least both 1, 1 and 1, 2. Now, if you take this vertex, 1, see first let us consider this one. 1. From 1 you can find a walk to any vertex of this graph. 6 go beka, you can go to 3, you can go to 5. You can find walk between any two vertices of this graph. But if you come to this 1 dash, from 1 dash you can never find a walk to 2 dash. 1, 5 dash, 3 dash, again 1 dash. There is no walk between 1 dash and 2 dash. So these two graphs are not isomorphic. Instead of using third condition, I can just say that these two graphs are not isomorphic by checking walk between two vertices. So these two graphs are not isomorphic. Similarly, I'll give one more example. Try to check whether these two graphs are isomorphic or not. This I don't explain now, so try to check it. And this is one and another one. G and H. Try to check whether these two graphs are isomorphic or not. If not, so tell me the condition where the condition is going to fail. This is about isomorphism of graphs. Next, in the previous video, we have discussed what you mean by complement of a graph. If you have a graph G, then how to find its complement. So I had to write same vertex set. Then if any two vertices are adjacent in G, make them non-adjacent in G bar. If two vertices are not adjacent here, join those two vertices in G bar by an edge. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು adjacent ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು non-adjacent ಮಾಡೋದು. That is actually the complement of the graph. Now look into this graph. If you come to this graph, I have cycle C5, so I'll rub this one. I have cycle C5 here. Now if you write its complement, again 5 vertices you have to write. So 1 should not be adjacent to, but it should be adjacent to 3 and 4. So here 1 is adjacent to 3 and 4. Next 2 should be adjacent to 5 and 4. 2 here is adjacent to, again same vertex in Barkotil. So let us rub this one. Same vertex at 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, here 5. This one is 4. This one is 3. So 1 should be adjacent to 3 and 4. Again get this one. 2 should be adjacent to 5 and 4. 3 should be adjacent to 1 and 5. It is already adjacent to 1, so we'll make it adjacent to 5. 4 adjacent to 1 and 2, so 4 is adjacent to 1 and 2. What did you get? Again the graph that I rubbed recent now only. So ಇವಾಗಷ್ಟೇ ರಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬಂತು, and we saw that those two graphs are isomorphic. I have C5 and I write C5 bar, and C5 bar is isomorphic to C5. Similarly, we'll take this one. One, two, three, four. So I'll write again, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1 is adjacent to 2 and it is not adjacent to 3 and 4. Now I have to make that adjacent to 3 and 4. 2 is adjacent to 1 and 3. I have to make it adjacent to 4 here. 3, it should be adjacent to 1. It is adjacent to 1. 4, yes. Now look into these two graphs. This is say G, it will be G bar. And these two graphs are adjacent. That's why I mean isomorphic. Now, if you look into this graph, how it is isomorphic, that I am explaining. If you look into this graph, if you twist among these, then you get same shape. 1 ಮತ್ತು 4 ನ ನೀವು ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. That is, they are isomorphic. Nothing to worry about the conditions. You can just look into this shape. You can say that these two are isomorphic. Now G is isomorphic to G bar here. Here also C5 is isomorphic to its complement. So such graphs are called self-complementary. Self-complementary. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗಲೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. If self-complementary graph G is self-complementary, I'll write just SG, self-complementary if G is isomorphic to its complement. If a graph G is isomorphic to its complement, then we say that that graph is self-complementary. So these are the examples for self-complementary graphs. Now these are about some graph parameters. So finally we have one more parameter, that is subgraph. Subgraph of a graph. How to define a subgraph of a graph? I have a graph, for example. Okay, we'll take this one only. I have a graph. This C5. Okay, remove this also. I have this graph C5. Now, suppose I will remove this vertex 1. See, whenever you remove a vertex, you have to remove all the edges adjacent to that vertex. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಡ್ಜಸ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದಷ್ಟನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಡ್ಜ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಆ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಗಳು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ಐ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದಿಸ್ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್, ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಶೇಪ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. You can take same naming. Now look into this graph. This graph has all its vertices and edges in this one. So such graphs are called subgraphs. So we say that H is a subgraph. H is a subgraph of G if all the vertices and edges of H are in G. All the vertices and edges of H are in G. Mathematically, I can write that as V of H is contained in V of G and E of H is contained in E of G. A graph H is called subgraph of G if G contains all the vertices and edges of H. If G contains all the vertices and edges of H, that case we say that H is a subgraph of G. Here this is a subgraph of G. And if you take just a line, this is also subgraph of G because this line is here. If you remove 5, 2, 1, you remain with this one. So same thing you have here. So a line, an edge is a subgraph of any connected graph of order at least 2. So tile being just worry about this one. So these two graphs are subgraphs of this. So in these subgraphs again we have two types: induced subgraph and spanning subgraph. Spanning subgraph and induced subgraph. Spanning and induced. So I'll write one more graph here, say. Now look into this graph. This graph is of order 5. That means it has 5 vertices. And all these vertices are here also, and all these edges are here. Now this can also be viewed as a subgraph of this. This is also one of the subgraph of this. This is also one of the subgraph of this. How I got this subgraph? By removing the vertex 1. If I remove this vertex 1, I will get this one. So this is called induced subgraph. Induced subgraph. Induced subgraph is obtained from the original graph by removing vertices. Removal of vertex. Vertex remove ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರೋ subgraph ನ induced subgraph ಅಂತ. Now look into this. Same vertex set you have. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು vertex ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟು vertex ಇದೆ. But this edge is not present here. This also not present here. This also not present here. I have removed some edges. Vertex set ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Edges ಮಾತ್ರ remove ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Such subgraph is called spanning subgraph. This is obtained by removal of edges. Removal of edges. So any graph or any subgraph that is obtained from by removing edges is called spanning subgraph of the original graph. If the subgraph is obtained by removing vertices, then it is called induced subgraph of the original graph. This is about subgraphs of a graph. There are two types: spanning and induced subgraphs. So try to write the subgraphs, at least 2 induced subgraphs and at least 2 induced and 2 spanning subgraphs of this graph that I will mention now. Consider this graph, write at least 2 induced and 2 spanning subgraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is enough. So you graph ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. You have to write, that is a task for you, 2 induced subgraph and also spanning subgraph. Totally 4 subgraphs you have to write. Totally 2 induced and 2 spanning subgraphs. So this is about subgraphs. There is one more small parameter, that is connected and disconnected graphs. Connected and disconnected graphs. So I have a graph. Consider this one, time being. So ಈ graph ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ. I have to define connected and disconnected graph. So for example, take this one. I have vertex 1. Now from vertex 1, if you treat these vertices or cities and edges as roads connecting the cities, then you can find a road or a walk. The mathematical term ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. You can find a walk that joins the vertex 1 with 6. You can go in this path. Path and walk are almost the same. Only thing is, if you take a walk, if all the vertices are distinct, then it is called a path. So I'll alternatively use path or walk word. 1, I'll start from here. Either you can go from this direction, or you can go from this direction, or you can go from this direction. Anyway, you can find a walk between any 2 vertices of this graph. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ 2 vertices ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, you can find walk between these 2. Now if I write one more vertex here. Now, can you find a walk between these two vertices? Think of it carefully. I have one, okay, don't worry about one, come to this one. The vertex in here is 2, 7. There is no edge between any vertex of this graph with this vertex. There is no edge between these two. Now you can never find a walk between these two vertices. If it is possible to find walk between any two vertices of the graph, then that graph is called connected graph. If there is no walk between any one pair of vertices, then it is called disconnected graph. ಯಾವುದೇ ಎರಡು ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯ ವಾಕ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. Now here it is an example for connected graph. If there is no walk between any two vertices of G, then G ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ಎರಡು ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, you can never find a walk between those two. These graphs are called totally disconnected. And this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. K5 bar. Totally disconnected ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. You can never find a walk joining any two vertices of that graph. Such graphs are called totally disconnected graph. So, by a connected graph, we mean a graph in which every pair of vertices can be joined by a walk, or can find a walk between any two vertices of the graph. And it is disconnected, a graph G is disconnected if there is at least one pair of vertices having no walk between them. Now, I have this vertex 1 and I have this vertex 6. As I said already, you can come by this path, this walk, the walk length 3, 1, 2, 3, length 3 ಆಯಿತು. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, length 4 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 1, 2, 3, again length 3. So I have so many walks. You have to take the length of the shortest walk. Length of the shortest walk. Length of the shortest walk between two vertices is called distance between them. Now here distance between 1 and 6 is 1, 2, 3. That is the shortest walk. So length of the shortest walk is 3. So distance between 1 and 6 is 3. D of 1, 6 is 3. Similarly, distance between 1 and 5, 1, 2, 3. That is also 3. Distance between 1 and 2, 1. Just length of one walk is enough to reach 2. Similarly, you can define distance between any two vertices of the given graph. Now, I have to take the eccentricity. So I'll rewrite the same graph here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Now define for any vertex V of G, the eccentricity, that is eccentricity of this vertex, can be defined as the length of the maximum distance. I have to take here, as I said earlier, maximum distance from 1 is 3. So this is a vertex which has maximum distance from 1. So 3 ಇದೆ. So ಇದರದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. 1 ಇಂದ 2 ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು, 3 ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು, 4 ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, 5 ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. Here I have to take the maximum number, this one. So 3 is the maximum distance between any vertex of the graph from 1. So this distance is called eccentricity of that corresponding vertex 1. So here eccentricity of 1 is 3. ನಾನು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ, ಆ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತೀನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು ಆ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ 3. ಸೊ 3 is the eccentricity of 2. If you take the vertex 2, now distance from 2 to 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. So maximum distance ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 2. So eccentricity of 2 is 2. Now if you take 3 distance 1, it is of distance 2, 1, 2, 2. So eccentricity of 2 is also 2. Oh, sorry, eccentricity of 3 is also 2. That already done. If you take similarly 4, that also has eccentricity 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I'm not counting the edge. So distance 1, distance 2. Again, if you come to this, distance 1, distance 1, distance 1. So same thing, you have eccentricity of 4. That is 2. Maximum distance 2. 1 and 4. That is the maximum distance. So similarly, you can define eccentricity of each vertex in the graph. Next, I will take the maximum eccentricity of the graph. ಎಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಇದು. ಸೊ 1 has the maximum eccentricity. Maximum eccentricity of a graph is called the diameter of the graph. Maximum eccentricity of a graph is called the diameter of that graph. And the minimum eccentricity of a graph is called its radius. Minimum eccentricity is called its radius. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಇವಾಗ minimum eccentricity 2. This one has length 2. 3 also has eccentricity 2. So minimum eccentricity in a graph is called its radius of that graph. Maximum eccentricity is called diameter of that graph. If for any vertex radius of that vertex, radius of the graph is equal to eccentricity of that vertex, then that vertex B is called central vertex. That vertex is called central vertex. ಆ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ರೇಡಿಯಸ್ ಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ವರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ವಿ ಶಾಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್. ಹೌ ಟು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಎ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ using matrices. So there we have to discuss adjacency matrix, incidence matrix, and there may be one more type of matrices. So try to overlook of these concepts again, then we can move on to matrix representations of graphs easily. That will be one of the easiest concept in graphs. So try to go through these concepts again. It helps you to clearly go through that concept, matrix representation of graphs. Thank you.